control Deathwish Succubus, but no, it doesn't play Doldulok. I cut Doldulok to play Eskel. And upgraded Doldulok to Eskel, and then I had to downgrade like 2 5s to 2 4s, which would be like Desert Banshee and Archospores, or something like that. Archospores with Brewis Ritual, I haven't played this in a while. There's some anti-synergy there, but I do like having the extra thin because I need to play more of my bronzes. And need to draw the golds naturally later. Did you see Peefech's council? No, I did not. Can you link it to me? And where was it published? Where was it published? How was it distributed? Did he have like people vote on it, or was it just like all of his subjective opinions? Do you think it has a lot of influence or significant influence among the community? Darren will be doing a council this month, together with Kerpeton again, as far as I know. Only to shake meta really hard. Okay. Yeah, I feel like this month people in general, the stuff that I've seen in general is more impact chasing. A lot of councils are trying to find those big impact changes to shake up the meta, because last month's council did not really shake up the meta too much outside of like the NG reverts and warrior reverts. It's not about balance at all. Okay. I mean, I think there's no right way to do it necessarily, but I'd be interested in seeing like what he's proposing, as well as just hearing about like do you think he has influence or not? All right, let's jam some Deathwish in the meantime. Damn. Gonna be Eskel. Okay. Is it just Seagull in all the slots? Seagull to 2 power is, yeah. I'm really interested in Vanilla Slayer at 5 power. Well, you're in luck.
Yield and save me some time.
I like that change a lot too. I think Leo and I will try it this season. I pushed for it. I think it's something that is potentially very interesting. It could be somewhat risky, but at this point, I'd rather take some riskier changes and try some new stuff than be too conservative and keep the meta the same. Going second versus Harmony. All of Harmony. Spoiler alert, yeah. Does anyone like Primal Savagery to be 5 provisions to deal with Warrior Ping Pong? Metallic Danny likes it.
Still upon my lips.
He likes Primal Savagery 5 provisions, but I don't know if the reasoning is to deal with Warrior Ping Pong. What is your logic? How would it play out in your mind if you did nerf Primal Savagery to 5 provisions? What else would be nerf, what else would change in Warriors this season, and then what would happen next season? Okay. Go with this. Hey, Lirio, thanks for the raid. Hope you had a good stream. I'm guessing you're going to bed now, right? Like, we're probably not going to be talking about Balance Council anymore on Discord. And we'll finalize it when you wake up tomorrow or something like that. That good assumption? I could go for the fog. But if I do this, I don't have a time to play. I don't have time to play Dagon. The fog is only a 50-50 as well. Screw it. Let's go for it. Okay, nice. Come on, 50-50, praise! Oh. Okay, well, there's still a chance. There's still a chance that I'll kill it over the next 2 turns, and he'll get 1 summon out of it, and it'll stop for the rest of the round. You have to go to sleep now, we'll finish tomorrow? Okay, sounds good. Lyra wants to buff Soup to 4p. This is the first that I've heard of it. But I'm not against it. I think it would be... Yeah, I think it would be an option, kind of interesting, but... I feel like I personally would still like to try Shackles at 4p first before, like, more buffs to Alchemy happens. Trade 2 Totem Pass. Well, now it's getting the RNG is even worse. Do this. Come on, 1 and 3. Come on, 1 and 3. Oh yeah, let's go. All right, we're back in it. Are we playing First Form Dagon? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We would buff, like, we'd basically give the consume or the infusion to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Peefech, aka Lyra, last best player. Okay, is his BC Council on that YouTube channel? Oh, okay. Thank you. You linked it. I see. Thank you very much. We'll take a look at it after this. One thing to... This. I guess we row stack. Wonder if we can take a long round with Dagon or not.
1 arrow. That is all I need.
Do I respect this? Do we respect this poison? I can eat both of these. Eat both of these, have them both in the graveyard, and then we can consider even playing Bridge Troll. Or I could ignore. We could ignore, and I don't really want to use the Royal Decree. I think, like, CoH Harmony is not going to have that many answers for Dagon. I think we could play Second Form Dagon. It's not the end of the world. My Erendite's not growing. That's pretty sad. Come on. Give me your tall punish. Okay, we get another engine. I need 17, 18. I need 18. This is 14. Look at this front row. Or actually, you know what we could do? Oh, actually, this might be better. To do it like this.
I don't have a dirty mind.
Play this front row. Get this carryover down. Gotta hope that we draw well, though. And if he passes there, we play Eskel. All the forest. Send. Man, my Air Knight is really bad. I think it's time to pass now. Why is he not clicking this? 24. I need 24. 15. I need 9 here. If I play Bridge Troll, I could keep going. Bridge Troll back row. To get one of these toads out. We could keep going, but I'm not sure if worth it or not. He's using Call of the Forest, though. That's a pretty good card. I use a lot of carryover if I use one of these, though. I think we're passing. James says, I like the idea of a Preacher nerf alongside Shackle buff. Steer Alchemy away from boring engine spam and more towards control. I like that idea, too. There was Team ACP is recommending Preacher nerf to 3 power. I don't like that as much as a Provision nerf if we're going to go do that. But I also, it seems like the power nerf to Preacher is unpopular because, at least on Reddit, because they're not thinking about it in a context of alongside a Shackles buff. This is very bad. Oh, the hand that we drew is very bad. Okay. I'm gonna need to keep my consumes, I think. I'm gonna play this front row. He's going for long round. We have a heat wave for scenario, and then we have an answer for Corixus, but it's still gonna be kind of difficult. Erendite's not that big. Come on, golds. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 consumes. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm so short on consumes, it's not even funny. Okay, let's get rid of Bridge Troll. Oh my god. Alright, we're really, like, yeah, we're really short on consumes. I wish I got this warrior back. Also, we missed Riptide, which is a little bit sad. I think we just open this. So if we're really short on consumes, should I just AQ the Dagon then? Maybe I should just AQ the Dagon then. So that I don't have to, like, consume Detlaf and Succubus a bunch of times. You're thinking about nerfing Rain... We're thinking about Rain Girl. Is that... Hofru? Little Hofru? 4 damage. Our Erendite stopped growing again? Jesus. Yeah, little Hofru, I think.
I am the forest.
Bonded
And the forest
beast.
is me.
Oh. 4 for 6 P messenger. Messenger of the sea. Wink of the sea. We're getting this. He's not answering the Dagon. Oryxes.
Drink you
This is gonna be our Eskel. Because we can't kill relics with Eskel. And then will I be able to kill this Coroxys with Erendite?
You underestimate the strength of
Seems we can. Barely. Barely. Holy crap. 6 damage Erendite, but it might be worth a lot of points here. Even though it's only 6 damage Erendite. Oh, maybe I should have. No. Think about leadering. Holy. Oh god. Yikes. Yikes, that's a lot of points. I still have one more toad, right? Yeah, okay. Spawn Skellige Storm on the opposite row for 2 turns.
Style. That's right. I like fighting with style.
Infinite Dagon? No, we can't. We don't have enough consumes to get Infinite Dagon. I don't think we have enough turns to get Infinite Dagon either. Yeah, it's 2, 3, 4, right?
It's not that I'm always horny. It's you who's always sexy.
What should I eat with this leader?
Relax.
Arrakis Queen?
Your worries away.
I guess. Oh, I should have. I guess I should have eaten the Arrakis Queen earlier. I shouldn't have waited this long. But it doesn't really matter because I don't have another consume for the Dagon. So I could eat the Dagon now to get 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-ish. I guess we should eat the Dagon now because the storm gets 5 turns, whereas the 4th chapter of Dagon only gets 4 points. The storm gets 5 points, not 5 turns, 5 points. Wait, hold on. Do this. Wait, hold on. I should have maybe considered putting drones on the front row. Maybe I could have gotten more AoE row boost if I put the drones on the front row, but I'm not sure about the space. Hey, Silex. Ooh. Okay. Oh! It's so close.
All right.
That's a close game. We did it. Squeezed it out by 7 points. 2. Well, he used complete solitaire. We were not complete solitaire. We had a tall punish. We had an answer for Coroxys. Did he play relics after Coroxys? He did. He played a Dana. Right? He played a Dana, and then I don't think there were any more relics after that. Hold on. Let's see. Let me catch up with chat. And also take a look at the Peefech balance console. It's like the one boy in the rain set, and you refer to him as the rain girl. Messenger of the sea, yeah. There are too many 25 plus 100 Rain Renfri players. You won't believe every season. Rain Beasts? I don't feel like Rain Beast is that popular, and I don't feel like it's that strong either, but that's just me. Are you seeing a lot too? I haven't, so to be fair, I haven't played much this season since I've been on vacation for 3 weeks. Hey, Ross Marinus. You saw it so many times this month. Why do you think, what do you think the reason is that the play rate has gone up so much? Top 1 guy playing with it right now. Oh, interesting. The Chinese guy? This guy? Oh, because of fishy buff. $26.85 in 123 games. That's pretty good. I don't subscribe to the people just want to jam Renfri decks. That's not a real reason. Kraken is really good. Kraken is really good. I saw that John Sally wants to increase Kraken's power to 4 power. Is that a buff or a nerf? With regards to this sort of Rain Renfri beast deck. It's a nerf? Does Rain Renfri Beast have difficulty killing the Kraken if it doesn't die to Skellige Storm by itself? Don't they play Sea Serpent? And then Renfri can find you something. Like if the deck was really that dependent on Kraken dying to Skellige Storm's 3 damage, then any deck that can boost Kraken would be denying that value, right? I don't feel like Kraken value gets denied that often. You play Devotion Shuru 2550, and whenever you see Rain, you want to forfeit. Interesting. I never felt like Rain was that difficult. Although I did feel that Kraken was very strong. I had noticed that Kraken was like carrying the deck more so than Corrupted Flaminica. Like Corrupted Flaminica in the Rain Renfri Beast deck, I was often seeing it play for like 15, 17, which it's like a gourd. 15, 17 is basically equivalent stat line to a gourd. Hey, Lucas. Yeah, we're back. I'm doing well. I think Corrupted Flaminica is like at a decent spot now. It doesn't seem like insane except for in the Cintrian Lion Lippy deck. It's really strong there, but it doesn't feel like it needs a nerf in the context of Renfri Beast. Yeah, I think Kraken Messenger is much stronger. I agree. But does it need a nerf? From my perspective, I haven't played against it enough to feel like it needs a nerf, but like I said, I haven't played a lot this season. But what's the proper way to nerf that? Messenger to 7p? Messenger to 3 power? Messenger to 3 power would not be that big of a nerf. It would probably if I wanted to choose a subtle, like a light touch, a light way to nerf that deck, it would probably be like Messenger to 3 power or Kraken to 4 power. Justice for you-know-who? Joanna? Okay, let's do it. I saw Joanna's name come up on Reddit today, Gulo. Someone wants to power buff Joanna. It was unfortunately not a major coalition saying that, so I don't know if it'll go through. Probably not. But sentiment is there. Justice for Joanna. Nice to see there's still some enlightened individuals. Yeah. Okay. What's the Peefech balance council? Maybe if you can help me explain some of the context, since you said it'd be difficult to understand without context. Well, this is Peefech's power increase Detlaf higher vampire. What? That's a 6-point buff to Deathwish. Huh? I feel like Deathwish is pretty decent right now. I don't think Deathwish, like, I feel like Deathwish is in a spot where I could see it getting like a small buff or a small nerf. Either way, I could see like small, subtle light changes. I could see like you know, an Arrakis Queen power nerf, maybe like maybe even like a giant toad power nerf, maybe like some Barghest power buff or something like that, you know. Some of the I would call it like a light balance transfer where some of the weaker cards get buffed, where some of the stronger cards get nerfed, and they have some residual impact on adjacent decks, or like Arrakis Queen nerf would impact like the triple Kiki Queen, triple Itter, these sort of decks. Right? But Detlaf power increase? What? I need some compared to Succubus. Okay. I feel like there's so many things wrong with the statement or the reasoning compared to Succubus. Detlaf's an 18 for 10 that requires 2 consumes. Detlaf, Succubus is a 30 for 6. No, how do we? Let's say you consume it 5 times. That's 30 points. It's like a 35 for 10 over 2 cards. So it's like a 35 for 10 over 2 cards that requires 5 consumes. If we value each consume at like 2 points, then Detlaf is like a 14 for 10. And Succubus is like a 25 for 10 over 2 cards, or 12.5 for 5. So you've got like a 12.5 for 5 versus, no, sorry. Yeah, 12.5 for 5 versus 14 for 10. Which, yeah, I mean, makes the Succubus look stronger, but the Succubus has Graveyard Hate as a Succubus has Graveyard Hate as a counter. It also requires a lot of consumes. I honestly think 2 power, counting each consume as 2 points, is actually a little low. I would say maybe better to count it as like 2.5. But to me, I think Detlaf is a better card than Succubus. You know, after playing a decent amount of Deathwish that has Detlaf and Succubus in it, when we played like 2 Succubus versions and 3 Succubus versions, I just find that Succubus asks for so much more. It's just so much more demanding. It's not as good of an AQ target as Detlaf, and there's just not enough consumes. There are not enough efficient consume cards to go around in order to consume your Succubus 5 times without feeling bad about playing those consume cards. So yeah, I don't know. I strongly disagree with this. Mutants Maker to 5 power. You know, Lyra and I talked about this a couple months ago. We floated this idea. We discussed this idea of buffing Mutants Maker to 5 power. This was along with like a junior nerf. So the junior nerf did end up going through. We didn't end up buffing the Mutants Maker. I'm not super against this, but I also think that it's not really necessary right now. Gangs is a really strong deck, and this is a bigger buff to Gangs Collusion than it is to anything else, because Mutants Maker is like a main source of 2 gang tags, and making it 5 power not only gives it extra points, but it gives it significantly more survivability as well. I don't think it's necessary right now, but I'm not like totally against it. And then Seagull to 2 power, I would say I'm against this. This just seems like too crazy of a buff. Seagull to 2 power, it's 5 on deploy plus a potential another 8. That's a 13 for 4. Why? Why are we giving Pirates and Warriors and SK in general like a 13 for 4 point slam card that has carryover too? Potentially carryover. Yes, it's conditional, but the condition is not that hard. Like 13 for 4 is not an unheard of ceiling, but those are usually you know, exclusive to easy to answer engines. Easy to answer, slow, long round required engines. This is none of that. Seagull at 2 power would ruin the meta for a month. Yeah, I would agree with this. Uh, so I saw Team ACP also want to buff provision increase in slave and imprisonment. I don't know. I disagree with both of these. I feel like Enslave is already a fairly strong leader. It's I feel like it's properly priced at 15 provisions. It's got a lot of control. It can swing 2 engines in one turn without playing a card because it answers an opponent engine, gives you an engine. We're getting a Calvite revert this season, most likely. And we're probably going to get some assimilate buffs with like Anna Henrietta Brothens. There's also Terra Nova that's being floated around by Team ACP as well. I feel like, in general, I think Team ACP is putting too many buffs on the same archetype in one recommendation, in one list. Probably not all of them will go through, but it's just dangerous because you don't know what's going to go through and what's not. And it potentially results in really overbuffing something, and then that deck seeing a huge spike up in play rate, and then people get sick of it, and then there's a big over nerf correction the next month, and then like nothing gets done. We kind of waste a bunch of votes, and then you don't actually properly buff the archetype. I do want to buff Assimilate. I think Assimilate should deserve a buff, but it should be more nuanced and not like going crazy all in with like 5 different buffs in 1 month. And Imprisonment's a different story. Imprisonment's obviously much weaker than Enslave right now, and it's not seeing play, but it's just not an interesting leader. It's a very mid-range leader. It doesn't really have any build-arounds. Like, Enslave at least has a build-around of playing tactics. Imprisonment, I feel like there's always this like lure, this siren's call for a lot of people to be like, hey, this leader doesn't see any play, we should buff it. And then I don't think every leader needs to see play or see like the same amount of play as everything else. Not all leaders are made the same, and they have different designs, and they have their own, place. It's similar to when people say like, oh, we should buff off the books because it's weak compared to line pockets. People aren't playing off the books. and they forget just a few months ago they were like, hey, we should buff line pocket. Just a few months ago they buffed line pockets because it was not being played relative to jackpot and off the books. And then they buffed line pockets, and then everybody plays line pockets, and they're like, hey, we need to buff jackpot now because everybody's only playing 9 pockets and nobody's playing jackpot. Like, what? But yeah, Imprisonment doesn't need a buff. I'm fine with leaving Imprisonment at 14. It's not going to be the end of the world if it goes to 15, but it's just not that interesting of a leader. Huge spike equal changing meta and counter decks. It's not like changing meta is not a bad thing. I'm not against changing the meta, but I think there is. You've seen in the past what happens when you overbuff a deck. We saw the Warriors overbuff and the Harmony overbuff. They both changed the meta significantly, but it was not for the better. It made the meta too far. It changed the meta too far for those 2 decks, and then people nerfed everything back, reverted everything back, right? And sometimes even more. With Harmony, all 3 changes, Saskia, Waters, and Dried Fledgling, got reverted the month after it was buffed. And then like later down the road, people rebuffed Waters without buffing Dryad Fledgling or Saskia. And I think that's the right way to do it. That's what should have been done in the first place. Just buff Waters, or maybe buff 2 out of the 3. It required Waters to be buffed by itself without a corresponding overbuff to other Harmony cards in order for it to stick. Even though Waters buff was very warranted, and I totally agreed with the Waters buff, but it didn't stick when you overbuff the faction and the deck at the same time. And it's going to be the same thing with Warriors. Like with Warriors too, they overbuffed it, everything got reverted, and then it started this ping pong on Highland Warlord, which is like a pretty lasting negative consequence. And with assimilate, if you overbuff it, it's likely going to get a lot over reverted the next month, and then you're not going to actually achieve in the long term what you want to achieve. And he also says he wants to Chapter of Wizards. What is Chapter of Wizards? Is a buff, I assume, right, for provision decrease. Long term doesn't work while Metallic Danny exists. I don't think that's a good way to look at it. Warrior should be double nerfed to 7p. I would be on board with trying something like 4 power, 7 provisions for Highland Warlord, but it depends on what the rest of the deck is doing, right? What the other changes to the deck are. Danny, for example, has Primal Savagery and Onkrite Raiders as potential nerf targets this season. If that happens alongside a Highland Warlord nerf, it probably will be more difficult to gain traction for like a second nerf to Highland Warlord next season. He will revert this and we will buff something else so meta will change. I feel like that's such a pessimistic outlook or a pessimistic approach to Balance Council, and I think it's going to drive more people away from the game than it's going to do good. To like just go head to head with someone that another influencer that you don't agree with and constantly do this tug of war and just have like 20 out of 40 changes being reversed every season. It's just not going to be fun. People are going to leave because they're like, this is stupid. I mean, like people, there's already this perception among a lot of casual players that where the reverts, the current reverts are already very off-putting for people to play Gwent. And there's not even that many current reverts. Like the reverts right now are maybe like less, like about 20% or even less of the total number of votes each season. But that number is growing. That number is growing. It used to be just Sergeant and Slave Driver. And then they added, like, Calvite got added. And then Highland Warlord got added. And Renfri got added. And then now Riptide and Roach have also kind of been added. We'll see if Riptide and Roach get buffed again by casuals this season. I think it's a possibility. It's already like that, but you're making it worse. If you go with that approach, you're gonna make it worse, right? It is already like that to an extent, and it's already. I feel like part of the reason that Highland Warlord is like that is because we overbuffed warriors in the first place. Riptide, I agree. Riptide is okay right now. It should stay at 9 power, but there's people out there that want it to be at 10 power. I think it's not necessarily a bad thing to buff and nerf partially on play rate versus win rate. I think there needs to be a balance. I think you cannot just purely vote on play rate, and you cannot just purely vote on win rate. Next season will be so annoying with all these enslaved buffs. It'll depend. I don't think all the enslaved buffs are going to go through. I hope not. We'll see. This patch had 7 reverse plus living armor. Yeah, which is like, I think, an all-time high. Darkhand. I think it's been that number's been creeping up over time. All right, let's play some. Symbiosis. You feel like Symbiosis is unfavored into warriors? Yeah, you're welcome, Clunids. Thanks for sharing. It's always good to have like more information.
Don't make me laugh.
Damn it! Good mooning. There's so many bronze Deathwish cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is awkward. I need to pull out something. Okay, so I think I'm gonna do this. So here's the plan. I'm gonna try to thin 4 with Brewis Ritual, but looking at what Deathwish bronzes we have 1, 2, 3, and 4 bronze Deathwish cards, which means Archospore is gonna be one of those thinned, which is gonna be an issue because of this. We need to thin the Archospore naturally before we play the Brewis, right? So now we need a 4th target. So I'm looking at what we're gonna Royal Decree Dagon and buff a bronze with a Deathwish infusion, and which one is that gonna be? I think it's gonna be Desert Banshee, so we can get like a consume. Because we're a little bit short on consumes with this hand. But I didn't want to play Dagon first because it plays into Riptide. Although, if he frosts us, Dagon's still going to get Riptided. Badly.
So as I was
Would you and Lyra think about suggesting 4 changes for each category? The thought had crossed my mind, and I don't know, I would have to discuss it more with him. It's unlikely that we're gonna do it this month. There's already a lot of players in the ring this season. Maybe next season we'll see. We have to like kind of judge the landscape, you know. That's annoying. Not easy to answer that, so I think we're just gonna ignore. Lyra and I have been getting all 12 of our votes through fairly consistently for the past few months. But we're still supporting, like, we're not doing 12 unique votes. Usually we're still supporting something from other coalitions.
Are you cold, human insect? It won't be long now.
Not sure if this was the right row to play this in.
I don't have a dirty
Maybe not.
mind. Just one hell of an imagination.
So short on consumes, man. My Dagon like graveyard thing is not going to come out potentially. Blue coin. I'm going to wait. I'm bringing this out. Really wish we had an Intrigue Warrior. Okay. Interesting. He denies the thinning, but I kind of wanted to keep these so that we could get the Dagon. Right? And he doesn't get carryover this way. I wonder if this is good or bad for us. I mean, it kind of depends if we like draw well or if we don't draw well. If we don't draw well, it might be bad for us. But I don't mind drawing those 2 infused bronzes. I think those are fine draws. No Erendite is a little sad. No Riptide is a little sad too. Who's gonna consume all that? Yeah, that is a good question, right? Oh, you're talking about Karen Thier in Overwhelming Hunger. Yeah, there's not enough consumes already to support the sucks. Like 2 cards. Hmm. 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 My plan is to play this and then pass, maybe? Consider passing on 7. But I was considering like Whispering Hillock for Desert Banshee. But that dies to Riptide. If he wants to Riptide this, I think that's okay. It still activates the infusion. Okay. That's not as good for us, sadly. Should we try to go for long round 3? I'm not really sure if we win a long round 3. But it's much harder to fight for the round now after trading that poorly. This is probably going to be bad. I feel like this is going to be bad. But let's try it. See what happens. We have Double Toad in the graveyard. We have Call of the Depths in the graveyard. We're getting Call of the Depths. Are we getting Call of the Depths back? He doesn't actually get any Frost carryover, which is really nice. The fact that he didn't have, like, Argaeth here. Super good. He will have Winter Queen in round 3, though. That's kind of awkward for us. It's good. Removal is really good. We need to draw... Do we need to draw anything? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3, 4. I think we want to draw a Consume. That should be fine. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 consumes. 9 consumes in hand. I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then there's this Hillock, which can play Banshee, I think. No way Hunger beats Frost and Alarm. I think we're unfavored. But I would like to try and see how close it is. If you swap filler cards for Slizzards, you have more than enough consumes. Yeah, but your Slizzards are either going to die to damage or they're going to get tall removal. Should kill this. The question is how. Eskel? We don't have any elves in our deck, right?
Get to work.
Eskel better than Heatwave because it grows our Erendite. Two more cards need to die with infusions. 1. Do I not have any more? 2. Okay. So this card needs to die to get Dagon back. Interesting. Let's just go taller than him. Instead of answering this, let's just try to go taller than him. Would that work? Maybe? For a little bit? We can also Erendite it if we want. We have last say, so we can last say Heatwave Caranthier. I need to answer Winter Queen. This is to answer Winter Queen. This is to answer Caranthier.
Truth is a shard of
So, like, do I have to answer Winter Queen now before he navigators it? Because he navigators it, it's going to 13. It's going to be pretty hard to answer. What else do I want to do at this point? I also want to get dominance. Is he gonna have a lot, like, yeah, I think we need to kill this, right? I think this is a very important thing to kill. I think we're gonna have to let this Eridan live, sadly. Whispering Hillock, Desert Banshee. We gotta find the right time to play the Desert Banshee. Probably the next turn. We still have a toad in the graveyard. What's gonna activate this toad? The suck? The Desert Banshee has to be played in front. And the suck will activate. We'll suck next turn. Suck on turn 5. Or when we have 5 cards in hand to activate the toad.
Go on! Show me what this toy you wield can do!
Interesting that if I consume the toad, the Deathwish is going to activate by itself. But I don't think we're going to do that.
turn back.
Oh, we're gonna do this.
Turn back.
We know the mysteries of time and space, all of them.
They're big bounces. I don't know. It depends on. I'm not sure how much frost he still has left, but it's possible that he doesn't actually overfrost. Where is this Ancient Foglets? He hasn't played Ancient Foglets yet.
It's not that I'm always pretty. It's you who's always sexy.
We're holding this. We're holding this. I mean,
Relax. Let me sweep your worries.
there's the Ancient Foglet. It's 11. It's not too big.
We're not done if you can.
Not
stay
sure
here.
if I needed to consume that there. So now I need this to go front row at some point, because the Deathwish is going to pop out here. Dagon's also going to pop out. Is this right? He didn't replay Navigator? Oh. He went for more Frost? Maybe he has a second Ancient Foglet in his hand. It could make sense. Okay, we do... Am I gonna run out of space? This forces the suck in the front row, which is good. And then I can consume this, make the Deathwish go next to the suck, and then we can go... Endrigo Warrior. And then I think we miss out one consume here. Oh. He's gonna do that. That's good play, I guess, too. That's worth a decent amount. So people were saying we're losing the long round.
Just one hell of an imagination.
It's looking pretty good right now. Not gonna lie. It's not even looking that close. He did miss an Ancient Foglet? Like, he could have had a second Ancient Foglet, but you can't tutor Ancient Foglet, so it's not even necessary that he will draw it.
Naivety is a fool's blessing.
Naglfar? Why Naglfar Caranthir? Why not just Caranthir?
There is no escape.
Oh, okay, it's kind of close. It's kind of close. Winter Queen would have gotten a mere 6 extra points. It might have been better for us to Erendite the Eridan in hindsight. I think Eridan probably got more than 6 points compared to Winter Queen. Navigator points win this? Are you sure? I don't know about that. I think the second, you're talking about the second time he played Red Riders, that he could have taken the 2 Frost option, bounced the Navigator, instead of taking the 4 Frost option. So taking 4 Frost option gives him, well, let's think about it. Taking 4 Frost option gives him the 2 extra Frost was worth, I guess it's only worth like 2 points on Ancient Foglet. You misclicked Rider. Oh, you misclicked the special. So how many extra points was it? How many extra points was it if you didn't misclick that special the second time? The 2 extra Frost was worth 2 points on the Ancient Foglet. I thought maybe you had a second Ancient Foglet in hand, and that's why you did it. 2 points on the Ancient Foglet, and then you could have gotten how much boost? Navigator boost would have boosted for, I think, like 7? I think Navigator boost would have boosted for like 7 if I'm thinking maybe 9? I think it was 7 boost. I think it was 7 boost versus 2 points of Ancient Foglet value. So I think it would have been 5 more points. It's very close. Either way, it's very close. You either lose by 1 or win by 1, depending on what number of Frost it actually was. Ancient Foglet gets boost by 1 for each duration of row effects on the opposite side. So the fact that he took 4 turns of Frost versus 2 turns of Frost plus boost, I'm counting the difference. The difference is 2 turns of Frost. Then he ended the game with 2 turns of Frost unused on one of my rows, on my melee row. So he could have just not, those 2 turns of Frost didn't actually get any value, except for it boosted the Ancient Foglet by 2 extra points. So the extra 2 turns of Frost was worth 2 points. And he traded that for an extra deploy on Navigator, which would have been worth 7 points. No, you can't. Don't count the base 2 Frost, because the base 2 Frost happens anyways. I didn't count it for the 4 Frost option, so you shouldn't count it for the 2 Frost plus bounce option. Does that make sense? We're only looking at the difference between the 2 options. I don't know. I mean, either way, like, depends. You just have to be consistent with what you're counting. If you count Ancient Foglet getting 4 points, then you should count the 2 points from the base Frost. But if you only count the extra points that the Ancient Foglet is getting, then you shouldn't count the 2 points from the base Frost. Hope that's clear. Yeah, I agree with Yondu. I think the biggest thing is like not having Frost carryover from round 2 to round 3. Having Frost carryover from round 2 to round 3, we would have lost. But I was very happy to see there was no Frost carryover. There's no Ardgaeth in round 2. What is the Cone event? The winter event? I think it's the same winter event as last year. I believe, but I'm not sure. I don't have all the... I'm not really the type of player that needs the events The events don't really do anything for me anymore. You would do Ardgaeth? Did you have it in your hand? Going first versus Handbuff. You didn't want a thin Winter Queen, I see. Well, the Winter Queen didn't end up being that impactful. But I guess, yeah, the Winter Queen didn't end up being that impactful. The extra Frost carryover would have been worth more than losing the Winter Queen. Right? We were gonna do it, but I kind of passed. Yeah, I mean, you kind of forced me to pass with the Toad Prince play. I was considering playing, if it didn't get like Toad Prince or Riptided. Okay, hand buff. We have a Dagon. Pretty short on consumes. Yeah, very short on consumes. Oh my god. Maybe I should have put Infusion on Desert Banshee, because we're so short on consumes. Or maybe I shouldn't have taken Dagon. No, Dagon dies in this matchup, right? They either have a lock, or they have Sheldon, or they have... They do have Geralt of Rivia, but I guess Geralt of Rivia can't hit Dagon.
This moment, I've seen it already.
I think we're in trouble. This is actually not looking that good. I have to lead her, because we're so short on consumes. So it's going to be Brewis, Urn, Leader Brewis, and then Endriga Warrior 2 things. Preferably 2 things with infusions. Hopefully we don't get 2 sucks. Oh god. I really should have infused the Desert Banshee, because to like decrease the chance of getting 2 sucks. We're getting 4 out of these 5, actually really high chance to get 2 sucks. I think that's gonna be... Getting 2 sucks might be like a lose con here. Actually, I mean, I say lose con, but I think there's a lot... Well, I think we're already unfavored. Do I leader this? I mean, okay. We didn't get any sucks yet, which is good. Yeah, I guess we do.
I don't have a
Oh! Rip. Okay, well, we got the big hand buff card. We did get a good big hand buff card, that's good.
Can dwarves fight?
Consume problem solved? No, not at all. Should we pass? Like, to me, it's either pass or play Foglet and then Harpy. That's pretty weak. I think we pass. We're up a decent amount of points. We're up like 19 points. Okay, 16 points. We're up 16 points. He needs 17 and 2. Not too hard. He's gonna go 2 cards down and go long round 3. He's gonna have last say, but he's gonna have enough tall punish targets that we can get tall punish value. We're gonna have a pretty big Erendite. Hopefully we draw toads in round 2 and we can just throw them in the graveyard in round 2.
You'll regret your mum ever squirted you out.
That's boy as well. Toads. Toads, please. Oh, no. Need toads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things. Damn it. Ah. Pretty shit. Yeah, now we have way too many consumers. Well, actually, we don't really have way too many consumers because we don't get toad value twice. I think we're playing these two. It kind of sucks because these are actually decent points. But I think we're playing these two. We'll grow the Erendite. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 things to consume right now, maybe 6. I have 1, 2, 3 from Dagon. I still need 3 more consumes. 4 more consumes now. So, I think it's fine. We keep the Banshee? Or we get the toads? The toads we can use? We can consume a toad to get a toad back. No, we don't ditch Bridge Troll. He has the infusion. We need it. That's good. I got scared. Well, looks like we're playing the Foglet. I got scared. Banshee is good. Banshee could be good.
Shin me dab, shin me dab.
Hi, Zerfidius. Thanks for the 70 months. Wow, with Prime. Thank you. We just open this, I think. 2 toads at the bottom are painful. Yep. Oh, we only have 1 leader. Shoot, I really should have mulliganed. I should have gotten a toad. We only have 1 leader.
Mage is a dead mage.
Cooldown. Nice. Oh no, that's really bad. We can save this until there's only Sheldon and Torque left. So bad.
Shut up, human!
Riptide. And then AQ this. Then Bridge Troll next to the AQ. And then Endrigo Warrior, both AQ and Bridge Troll.
I will litter the forest with your bones!
He's playing Etrial Merliga. Oh, we had armor value. Yeah. When did we get armor value? I guess in round 1? Should we kill the Merliga? Or Etrial? If we kill Etriel, we're getting like 5 to 6 points on killing Etriel. Fairly good. We can wait. Oh, I also have a foglet still in there too. We can wait, yes. We'll probably use the Erendite to kill this. And then we just save the 2 tall punishes for the really tall cards. There might also be Watcher of the Valley. A little bit scary.
You underestimate the strength of Dol
Okay.
one.
So, which one do we kill now? I think we kill the Watcher of the Valley. We don't know. We don't know if he has the other a highly buffed Watcher in his hand. But if I kill it now, he still gets 5 turns of bleed. It would have to have more than 5. It would have to have more than 5 hand buff for us to be even getting any value from killing this now. So I think we don't do that yet. I think we probably go AQ now. He might take the chance to go Merliga though. This might be a Merliga for him. I think it's okay. Should I have leadered? No. Oh, the pain. Pain. I was thinking maybe I should have leadered. Shit, that's so painful. Oh no. That's so bad. Okay. Oh. Now we have too much consumes for sure. Too many consumes. You know what I should have done? I should have leadered the bridge troll. I should have leadered the bridge troll. I'm looking, right? We should have leadered bridge troll this turn, which brings Dagon out, and then Dagon consumed the Arrakis Queen. Or maybe, no, or what we could have done is we could have Endriga Warrior the bridge troll before playing AQ, have the Dagon out, and then immediately, once the Dagon is ready and doesn't have summoning success anymore, then we play AQ, we leader the AQ, and we also Dagon the Detlaf, so it doesn't give him anything good to lock. I think we do this now. Get Dagon out first before we play the Foglet. Since then we can give it +1 on the Foglet. We're up 40 points. We're up 40 points with 2 more tall punishes. He has another 10 points-ish from this, though. 11 from this, I guess. And our consumes are not doing anything. Ah. I could have had probably like at least 6, if not 12 more points, I think.
Step forth and let us settle this.
This is only boosted by 2.
Freedom. I long for freedom.
No, nothing to tall punish yet. Yikes. We have beasts in our deck? Yeah. Can't kill beast.
Damn
Oh,
it.
jeez. There should be no other tall punish after this.
Give me the word.
I think we lost. Let's say we had 6 more points. Let's see how close it is. If we had 6 more points from immediately using our leader on this. Damn. Painful. Ow.
You're one dead thunderhead.
We should lose here, I think. This needs to be a 24 to beat us. Oh, it's so close. No. I guess I threw. If we just respected the lock. Sage. Or we had like if we had a toad. If we had a toad in round 1 or round 2, we would have won as well. By a lot more too, because we would have been able to activate the AQ on the same turn and get extra 4 points as well. Damn. My bad, guys. I shouldn't have. I mean, I knew this deck probably plays locks, especially with Ciaran getting buffed. I'm kind of surprised he still plays Morin over Ciaran. What do you guys think? Like 5 power Morin over 6 power Ciaran?
Oh, I sense
Or maybe he plays
trouble.
both? Hey, it's Symbiosis. Good mooning. One, two, three. Thinking about mulliganing this. Could obviously we could infuse a toad. Or maybe we should just mulligan. I think it may be better to mulligan this. Nice, toad is really good. Corfe. Okay. Maybe this is a mistake. I'm already regretting. Why? Why am I already regretting? I don't know if I want to infuse this suck. I don't think I want to infuse this suck. I think we infuse this because I'm not going to consume that suck anyways. If it pulls out this round with a Brewis, I'm not going to consume it anyways. But I was thinking maybe it's a mistake to roll decree this, and maybe we should roll decree like Riptide instead. I don't have an answer for Aquan right now. It might be better to just roll decree and answer for an Aquan and then save second form Dagon. If it's Devotion Symbiosis, they might not even be able to answer second form Dagon. I mean, they might have a lock. But if they have a lock, they're going to get good lock value either way. This looks like Devotion. It's annoying. Now, like, I can't stick the Banshee that well. This dies to a Circle of Life if he holds this. So now we're going to go Brewis, this, and then we're going to just float the Brewis. Not respect a lock. Then we can play Toad. Or maybe Endrigo Warrior. I might have to rush the Endrigo Warrior to be able to consume 2 of these infusions. Especially if it brings out 4 infusions I'm gonna have to, yeah. If it brings out 4 infusion, there's the often. It's gonna be tough. I'm not gonna. Oh, he plays into the Riptide. He guarantees. Oh my god. Is that a bait? Wow. We might actually. We are at risk of losing on even too.
We're not done if you can still walk.
Not very good. Again, kind of short on consumes here. I really want him to use this before I click Desert Banshee. I should have probably opened with Desert Banshee instead of Dagon. If I opened with Desert Banshee instead of Dagon, right, we could have played Archaspore, consumed with the Desert Banshee, and then the Dagon is relatively safer. No, please no engine, please no engine. Have you guys been playing anything fun recently? In terms of, whether it's Gwent decks or variety games?
This is elven land.
Oh, he uses it.
Your kind dies.
Why? Why did he use that? Didn't even get ahead. Maybe he thought he could kill it? And try to... Maybe he thinks we're playing Abaya? Okay, how would I feel if he passed? If we didn't thin this and he passed, would I be sad? If I just played a Banshee? I'm kind of considering playing a Banshee. Because I need to consume this. I probably want to consume this. I definitely need to consume the 2 things that come out next. I don't think he's going to give up the round that easily. Hopefully he doesn't have a rebuke here, but probably does. We're going to try it anyways because I need the consume. Red Dead Redemption, Sidars? Which one? 1 or 2? Or does that stand for something else? I tried the remaster, okay. I tried the first game for a couple of hours. It was okay. It didn't like grab me. You finished Stellar Blade. Okay, what did you think, Gulo? Well, what rating would you give it? And what did you like about it? What did you dislike about it? You know what game I really want to play that's not on PC? Astrobot. It won Game of the Year, right? I feel like I would like that game. Do you guys know if it's ever going to come to PC? Chrono Arc has been a lot of fun. Never heard of it. Is that related to Chrono Trigger? Oh, nice. Banshee survived. Holy crap. Do we eat this, Toad? This for the extra procs of the infusion. Now we can play these 2 later and get Dagon back. And then we could also go Foglet, play Toad. Foglet, play Toad will be my next 2 plays, and then I think we're passing. And we're not consuming this Toad. But I could, if I wanted extra points in this round, I could consume this Toad first with my Toad, my second Toad, and then play Foglet range row. But I think that, like, that wastes a consume and trades it for 4 tempo in this round. 6 tempo in this round. It's not waste a consume, but spends a consume, basically. Spends a carryover consume to get 6 points in this round. We're on blue. We're up 22-ish right now. It does have, like, the Aquan sticking. Korean roguelike deck builder, Chrono Arc. Oh, okay. What do you think? Oh no, Arc. Am I willing to pass? The longer I play, the more likely it is that he's going to choose win on even. I think I'm willing to pass. Yeah, I think I'm willing to pass. Let's try it. Celebrate is fun, not as hard as I thought it would be until the end when it spiked. Or I just finally learned how to parry in games. Story is quite derivative of Nier Automata. You think it was like a 7 or 7.5? Okay, cool. Derivative of Nier Automata. I tried playing Nier Automata. Could not get into the gameplay. Too like hack and slash for me. This is not gonna. Is this gonna get him ahead?
Earth, choke the embers. Wind, blow out the flame.
I guess it is. Oh, did he have to use that extra leader charge? No, he did not. He wasted a leader charge there. That last leader charge was worth 2 points. He's up by 5. He didn't need to use 1 leader charge though. That first leader charge was worth 4. Symbiosis will usually push, so we should be expecting that. Okay. I think this hand is fine. Depending on what he commits, we'll have to decide if we want to play like the Foglet, or if do we play Foglet as our Deathwish, or do we play Bridge Troll as our Deathwish, or do we play Dettlaff as our Deathwish? I think Succubus. I think it's unlikely that we're going to play Succubus as our Deathwish. I think I want to save Succubus as Deathwish for round 3. We could go Succubus with 2 Silent Harpies. That would work out really nicely. Is this classic Deathwish? A spin on classic Deathwish with more control, less, and no Doldu Lock. Okay. That's a pretty big commit. Should I have killed that right away? Maybe not. I could have started with Foglet. Ah, yeah, I should have started with Foglet. I did not need to kill that right away. But there is a risk. If I don't kill it right away, what if you play something taller? Or boost it by a lot? I guess if you boost it by a lot, we just escal. I've been debated. Wait, no, he lost his card. Why do people play into Foglet and Toad all the time? Yeah. What do you mean Foglet and Toad? You mean Riptide? It can be difficult to play, like, it can be difficult to not play into Riptide. Cyberpunk 5th playthrough, damn. Whispering Hill, I think Whispering Hillock is... Oh no, we're gonna miss cards. We are going to miss our card. 2, 3, 4, 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 consumes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. I'm kind of short of consume. Shoot. Shoot. Missing Harpy is sad? Yeah. Just a question, when you have all the cards in the kegs, are there only there's only premium cards? When you have all the cards, does kegs only show you premium cards? No, they show you regular cards still. They show you regular. Still the same ratio, but I think there is a prestige level. I think it might be prestige 10, where like you're guaranteed extra premium cards. Hey Triton. Yo, what's up, Triton? Late for you, isn't it?
Shoot to kill. Give no warning.
Long round with Ethne. 9 card round with Ethne.
Trickery. Treachery.
We need this one. I wonder if there was a more correct road to play it in. I want to get the Dagon out ASAP before I play any other.
Mother Earth, I grant you my life. From you it came, to you it returns.
Kill this. I need to save for the other ones, the Naiad fledglings. Absolutely zero respect for Manticore. Indeed. Indeed. You come back to China to have holidays, so the time is perfect now. Oh, nice, okay. Happy holidays. There's 2 separate procedures where you're guaranteed 1 in the first 4 cards and then 1 in the 3 that you pick from. Ah, okay. Thank you. This is gonna make my Dagon really tall. But I do want to kill it ASAP. Because my Dagon's still gonna consume something. Quite awkward. But I guess he's Devotion, so he shouldn't have any tall punish, right? Maybe Brehen? Maybe Brehen. Man, the deck building are different in China? Yeah, right? Okay, Triton. Since you've been watching Chinese community streaming, what is the Chinese community doing with regards to Balance Council? What have you heard? What have you seen? What are the Chinese players in the Chinese community? Who do they follow? What discussions are being had on what to vote for? Do you feel like you have an idea of how they're doing it, or is it just like not much information out there? I haven't focused on that yet, but I can spy on that in a bit. Oh yeah, that would be, I mean, that would be very good information to know. I'm thinking here. How many consumes do we have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 1, 2, 7 things to consume. Dude, maybe I should be respecting the lock again. should be respecting the lock again. I'm gonna throw to the same in the same way that I threw last game.
Did you know Bill Nye's full name is William New Year's Eve?
I took that seriously for a second. I was like, what? Really? Thanks for the 100 bits, Gulo, and the dad joke.
Remember to whom you speak.
There's one very interesting SC deck with 6 harvests or 6 backup plan. Do you know that? I haven't seen the deck, but no, I haven't seen the deck. I haven't thought about that concept. 6? So they're playing Renew for Alyssa? Six, you say?
I'm just a sexy little cog in a fucked up machine.
Okay, we eat our own toad. And then I think we do this as well. Pretty good. Front row. Come on, front row. Front row suck. Let's go. I needed to go front row. Oh, man. I needed to go front row next turn, basically. Hey, Mr. Echo, how's Gwent nowadays? It's a lot of fun. You should come back and check it out. The Gwentfinity and Balance Council has been really a really big net positive for the game. In terms of meta, in terms of like shaking things up, in terms of variety, in terms of like number of viable decks per faction. Francesca? What about Francesca? Oh, Francesca to get more copies? No, I mean, the limiting factor isn't how many copies you can put in your graveyard. The limiting factor with 6 Bountiful Harvests or 6 backup plans is how many you can move from your graveyard to your deck, right? With this, which is only with Alyssa. So you need to renew Alyssa. Okay, do I need to rush this? It might be best to Eskel now, because this is still Symbiosis. And it's not, the Eskel's not going to get any better than that. I have 4 turns. I can't consume this 4 times. I can only consume this 2 more times at best.
This will be quick and painful.
We're short 2 consumes, actually. We're short 2 consumes in this round. So did the community do a better job of balancing? I mean, I wouldn't necessarily phrase it like that. Front row, come on. Oh, come on, suck.
It's you who's always sexy.
I would more phrase it like, oh.
My folk have suffered much.
What? Why is he playing it last? What? No, he's a devotion deck. He's a devotion deck. So, like, there's Isengrim's... There's no Fove left. There's no Call of the Forest left. There's Isengrim's Council left. What do you mean I told you? What were you even talking about? Why did you think he was playing Francesca? No, but this has nothing to do with the 6 Bountiful Harvest deck. This is not that. I mean, we can heat wave it, but how is he supposed to activate that? I'm confused on how he's supposed to activate that. Decoy? No.
Pride is all we've left.
Right? How is he supposed to activate that? That doesn't activate. You need to play 2 specials, right? Big win. Why did he save it until the end? Why didn't he play it when he still had a special, like a rebuke in hand? He just knew it was gonna get answered?